All right, guys, I have a bit of a dilemma. This is my milling attachment. Now, it's not so much a milling attachment as it is a big giant hunk of angle bracket sort of thing that utilizes the compound to give you a y-axis. Now, the problem with these atlases is, well, this atlas, like I would even go as far as to call it a design flaw, is that this dial is actually basically a flange. So when you're trying to dial something in, that is a huge problem because this thing comes apart or loosens up quite easily. You know, you got to keep on doing that just to keep it from coming apart. So what I plan on doing here is essentially the same thing I did here. Now you can't really tell I did anything, to be honest. So guess I'll show you what I did. The long way around, of course. So in order to get this to work, I do plan on putting a sleeve inside this, but that sleeve has to be locked onto the screw. So it's going to have to be a keyed sleeve, and I have to put some kind of a pin on this screw. Now the problem with that is I have like 3 screws for the cross slide. So all I had to do was really swap out that screw with the old screw and then modify the existing screw. But this little fella, there's only 1 screw. To be honest, I think I might be able to just lock the gibs and modify the screw real quick and then put it back in there. So I think that's what I'm going to try. All right, so this is my original lead screw for the cross slide. We're just using that because it's got the same thread and shaft diameter as the compound. So we're going to lock this up right here really good. Even these guys too, just for good measure. I don't want it buggering off. Now it should be just a matter of getting this. It should be just a matter of getting this out of here without bumping that. Hopefully. I'm going to loosen this up right now before it gets too crazy. Oh, Lucy. Oh. And to keep myself from losing all the Woodruff keys and crap again, I'm going to do a set the bench. Oh, like that Woodruff key. All right, about there is where we're going to drill our little hole. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much fiddling around you got to do when you only got 1 dial. Okay, so it should be right about there. Inspection. We're good. And I can't see nothing. Okay, stop it right there. I backed it out a few thou probably before I stopped it. And we'll set an indicator up on the back of the carriage here. This thing's kind of a piece of junk. We're gonna have to revisit this thing at some point as well. It does not work very good, but it'll do the trick for now. And that should be it for that part. All right, so our little hole worked out pretty good, I think. That's going to accommodate this at some point. This little pin, it's going to press in there. And we can put this back together, minus the dial, of course. Yeah, we're going to use these. I'm actually really excited about this, guys. This has been bothering me for quite some time now. And I'm pretty sure that it's botched a few parts for me. Not by much that you'd really, I don't make that high precision stuff most of the time, but on occasion, it does help to be, very, very close. So the rest of this should all be basic turning now. I got these little cast iron bushings that I pulled out of a thing, we'll just say. And that's what I was planning on using for this to, go into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bore that out and put a little recess in there for that flange. And it's going to be just a hair bit bigger than hair bit taller than this by like, 3 or 4 thousandths. So it's just like the other one. I also went with a little bit of Scotch tape around here. And the tape will give it a little bit more tooth to grab onto. I'm hoping if I can get this in there. If it does, if it's might be a little bit bigger than the other one. Oh, no, there we go. There we go. All right, so we got her pretty much set up here. So this is Zamac, I believe. I'm not really sure what to use for cutting fluid. I'm just gonna use WD-40, I guess. It's kind of like the go-to stuff. I am gonna slow this down. Yeah. Let the drilling commence. Wait. Yes. There's a little screw hole in there. There we go. Yes. Kind of forgetting what I'm doing here. Now I reamed this last time and still ended up having to bore it out a little bit, but this will just make sure the hole's nice and straight, I guess. Ugh. Well, it keeps doing that. Alright, so this is kind of a setup. Since this is kind of actually like the part that's going to determine many other parts, like their accuracy, I am actually setting up indicators. I got one set up on the tool post for my whichever X I guess, and then I got one down here for the Z. Now, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna set up this dial just to see how good we did. 0 and 0. Oh, bring it in. Oh, I forget how I did this now. 20 thousandths. Carriage. Just a little bit for cleanup. Looking pretty tight. On the dial, I mean. Okay, final cleanup pass. Hopefully. Probably have to bore it out a little bit. Take this one a little further, hopefully, for wrecking shit. Oops. hopefully. We may have to set up our indicator, at least this one I won't have to this time, but we'll give her a check, see how close we are. And well, a little bit tight. We don't want it tight, we want it smooth. Depth wise, we should be right on the money though. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it in a couple thou. This can actually be a little bit on the sloppy side, I think. It's not too big an issue. I should have actually. No, I'm not. I'm going to stop right there. I don't want to go too deep. Oh shit, that's not good. That's not good. I don't like that. No, we'll see. I didn't like that I scraped the bottom so much. Yeah, that's too far. No, it says 100, 122. We'll see how it goes. Now, this guy is probably going to need to get 1 or 2 thou taken out of it. Yeah, it's essentially, oh no, exactly half an inch. So this is a little bit over half an inch. So it's not by much. There's a touch off. Oh, we're right on 0. Perfect. Yeah, this just has to get in there, so it's, no, it's still too tight. Perfect. Yeah, that'll be nice. Oh no, we're good. That's perfect. Now you probably won't be able to see that too good. I'll try to. I'm going to unplug this for a second. Let's put a ruler back here with a light. And you can kind of see it's actually kind of went in a wee bit more, but I think once I deburr it, it'll probably go in a little further. I'm not going to go too wild, just a little. Little something, something. And that part is potentially done. Alright, so we got that pretty much bang on. That's a nice slip fit. No slop in there. Definitely don't want slop in there. And it's just a little proud of the dial. So now I guess we're gonna have to cut that down to size, which we'll also want a little bit longer than this. So I'm doing this on a piece by piece basis because the other one was a little different than this one. I'm kind of just rotating it around. Looking at 383, 384. All right. So we know where we got to start. Okay, let's take it to about 385 in thickness. That should give us a couple thou play in there. You know, this always gets me nervous working on this stuff because I only got like these parts. I don't have the whole bunch of spares kicking around. So that kind of freaks me out just a little bit. And I'll probably slow that down just a bit. This worked out pretty good last time, so hopefully, yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. Just like that. Alright, so it certainly looks like we nailed it there. No slop in there whatsoever, and just slightly proud on both sides. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Still got one tiny little detail to go on here though. Yep, you guessed it. Another keyway. And I got about 60 thou wall thickness, so it'll take it to about 30 thou in depth. This is a little time consuming, and you guys have seen this done before. So when I'm finished this, I'll meet you right here, I guess. Alright, so how this works, I got this teeny tiny little pin here. It's gonna go in there. And just assuming that goes in as good as the other one did. There we go. Okay. Pin. Now, last time I just filed this down until that slid on there. Easy. Gotta stop saying that. Yeah, now we got these big bolts in the way. So I don't know. It's moth season here in Saskatchewan, apparently. They're hitting the light so hard it sounds like someone's shooting at them with a BB gun. Yeah, I can't really see much. Oh. Nope, the keyway is too small. I had to take the tool apart and regrind it, but might be able to file it a little bit. Just big enough to get that sucker to work. Technical difficulties. Oh, it's so close. Oh, yeah, I mean so close. Any more filing, I could end up taking too much off there. That's tight. It's good. And there you go. There's our sleeve. That is definitely going nowhere. And there's our dial. Got a nice space in there. It's not skewering the reed. And it still spins. That's good. And stick that on here. Potentially clean that up a bit. It's a brass brush. It's not going to hurt anything. Excellent. So what I really want to do is just make sure it still spins. There we go. Just torque it down and then loosen it up again. Okay. Want that to spin in there freely without moving this. Get it to go back together the way it came apart. Be great. Yeah, and that should spin freely in there. Good. That's a real problem when you're trying to use a milling attachment. And then stuff just ain't jiving. All right, we're there. Yep, super happy with that. I might need a little shorter screw at some point. There's not a whole lot of thread there, but now it doesn't really have to hold on quite as tight. So that should be just fine now. And it's still close enough to the witness mark that you can still read the dials and everything. Very happy with that. One design flaw fixed. Well, that turned out surprisingly well, after the first one. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and maybe even in some way, hopefully that helped you out. Anybody with those crazy, crappy Atlas dials around there, that should definitely help you out. Anyways, guys, I got about 16 bugs in my coffee. Protein. Well, thanks for coming out, folks. Big thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks to all my new and old subscribers. And thanks again to Everett for that little shout out he gave me a week ago there. If any of you haven't checked out his channel yet, that's him right there. He's very good at making tools to solve difficult problems with working with big trucks and stuff like that. So if you guys need some tips for mechanics or truckers out there, he's the guy to look at. Anyways, guys, you guys have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching.